Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, you're lacking, man. Make sure you go ahead and do that and get to the mackin'. Thank you. I'm very humbled. Make sure you put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking right to you, man. And I appreciate the support. I'm very humbled by it. So JD Delay is back in jail. Turned himself in, man. And there's a big mystery going on. Why? Why come? How come? What does this stem behind? What did JD Delay do to actually land himself back in jail with a possible prison sentence? You know, JD Delay just released a video turning himself in to jail. Now, I don't know what it's behind. I know about a couple weeks ago, JD Delay did a video. He was talking about a DUI situation where he was caught with marijuana in his system, right? He talked about he was kicking it with the homeboy and he relapsed. The relapse situation was real. You know, you get to chilling with your boys from the old school, hanging around with people you know necessarily you should be hanging around because they are very, very explosive. People that you get around from your old past are still doing old things in the past. Now, JD Delay has a big channel on YouTube. He started out about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, started hitting my feed crazy. I was like, they're pushing this white man, brother, right? And he was wild and he was crazy and he was zany. He has charisma and he did prison time and he's the truth. He's the real, right? He done time in the Oregon system. He was part of a group called Irish Pride, which I've had interactions with. I know exactly who his homeboys are, what he's about, what he was about on the yards. JD Delay is a real one, okay? Somehow, some way, we actually got into interacting and I did an interview on his channel for him and he promised an interview for me, but I wanted to do it in person. So I said one of these days I would pull up. Hey, the welcoming mat was out there, man. He's always been righteous. When I talked to him, he's always been a good fellow with me. Always had good conversation. Never went against me. Went against the grain. Disrespected me. Got a lot of respect for JD Delay. I understand there's a lot of people. His popularity exploded on YouTube, and there's a lot of people that don't like him because of that. Success brings envy. It brings hate. But that dude has always kept it cool with me no matter what type of success he gained. He blew up. He made headlines a while back because he did a video where he said that he had the option to working with Mr. Beast, who's probably the biggest YouTuber in the world, on the planet. And he chose to step away from that deal. He was offered $500,000, according to JD Delay, to do this deal with Mr. Beast, to do whatever Mr. Beast wanted to do, whatever content. JD Delay said, nah, I'm good, bro. It's that old mentality. See, he's built his channel on a foundation that he doesn't like anyone who has weird cases, who's a PDF, anything like that. So for him to associate with someone who has been known allegedly to associate with people like that or being involved in shenanigans, he chose not to. Now, I don't know if that's true when it concerns Mr. Beast. I've never had interaction with that dude and don't really know what planet he believes he lives on. But I do understand where JD Delay's mentality was coming from and why he did what he did. A lot of people wouldn't pass up a half a mil ticket. There's not a lot of men walking this earth today that will say, hey, I'm not going to take the 500 racks because I feel some type of way because I'm still on prison time. But JD Delay has his morals, his integrity, his values. He's stuck with them, and you got to respect him for that. In fact, he gained a lot more respect because of that. So anyways, JD Delay puts out a video. His name is JD Delay, right? JD Delay puts out a video where he's turning himself in. And he leaves an air of mystery there. He's not telling people in particular what case he has. Now, I'm sure there's going to be those that like to do their Inspector Gadget shit, and they're going to investigate what his charges are, why he turned himself in. You know, looking at JD Delay's channel and the millions of views he gets throughout the months, I know he's making decent money. I know he's accumulating a nice type profit. What he's doing with his money, you know, I've talked to him behind the scenes. I knew he was building the studio. He was taking care of his family, building homes, doing things like that. I respected it, man. He seemed like he was doing the right thing at the right time. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm going to be brutally honest because that's what the gun does. Let me wipe off this lint. I'm brutally honest. See how it just travels down the nipple? Slowly. I'm going to be brutally honest right now. I don't know about fucking JD DeLay's health situation or what he's been into, but I noticed rapidly the homie has lost a lot of weight. He lost a lot of weight. I don't know if he was doing the Ozempic thing. I don't know if what degree of weight loss supplement he was on, or if he was just really into the burpees. But I started to notice JD DeLay started to lose weight. Now, people get older, their body changes, the molecular structure of what they got going on seems to differentiate from what you got going on. But I'm using big words today. But at the end of the day, I noticed, like I'm sure everyone else noticed that tunes into JD, he was losing some weight. Now, I don't know if he ever addressed that or if anyone ever asked him, but I know that me and Dubs had conversations. I was like, damn, you see JD, it's like he's losing weight and his nipples are getting bigger. Something's going on with them, right? The homie, I was going to tap in with JD DeLay, call him, but I felt like if he wanted people to know his situation, he would put it out there. Now, when he did do the video saying, that he relapsed, he had a flashback and that he inhaled some marijuana like President Clinton, I was like, I didn't inhale, President Clinton said. But when he said he inhaled and then he gets pulled over and they got him for being under the controlled substance, I was like, damn, just a little bit of weed? That's a slap on the wrist. But see, he has a prison record, and your prison record never really goes away. And when you have a prison record and coming from maybe the home he was coming from, I don't know what they were involved in, it just was slippage on his part. He made a mistake. He made an honest mistake. And now I know he's man enough to go do his time. If this case is behind that, I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know if JD DeLay has been involved in something nefarious, but if he is, I stand with him. Like, I respect him, man. He's always treated me kindly and with respect. And for that, I got to say free JD DeLay. Now, with the money that I know he's making on YouTube, he should easily be able to post bail to get out if he's fighting a case, to fight it from the calles, from the streets. But according to his video, he says he might even be looking at prison time. This seems like something a little bit more than just a DUI under the influence of weed, right? This seems like something he might have been fighting behind the scenes for a long time. Now, it's crazy. When we do YouTube, people see what we want them to see. You see gun, bang, bang, all that, guard. And you expect me to be that way in real life. But there's a lot of things that go on in your real life situation that you don't always put out there. When I was going through the family court thing with my baby's mama, there was only one person in the world besides my family who knew what was going on. That was Dubs, because that was my homie. And I talked to him. I'm like, hey, bro, I get advice and this is what's going on. So he knew the whole time, when I was making power moves, wearing shower shoes, getting lawyers and doing all that. He knew what was going on. He was reading the case files with me. He was giving me advice because he's well-versed in law. And so that's what that was all about. But I never expressed that to people until after the fact. No one ever knew what I was going through. No one ever knew when I was in angry moods. I was stressing, I was going through situations. And that's the life of all content creators, all YouTubers, all people on social media. There's real life besides this. And some people are really going through it. Now, some people shit gets drug in the mud, like Wes Watson. People can't stop talking about it, myself included, about his case and what could happen and what could possibly not happen. At the end of the day, he's going to be the one to suffer the repercussions for his actions. Okay, just like JD DeLay's taking it on the chin and doing his time, Wes might just have to do his time too. Now, whatever's happening with JD, the air of mystery is thick. Is it a thing where he could have relapsed and really got back into the shenanigans? It's hard to extract that mentality from people. You could think you changed until you get a little bit of bread, a little notoriety, a little bit of clout, right? And then you kind of like, have I achieved? Am I at my max? Am I at my limit? When you start to get a little loose, you become complacent, you become comfortable. Now, I'm not saying that's what JD DeLay did, but with the weight loss, the relapsing on the marijuana, it's not a big deal. It wasn't like he's a crankster gangster and he's all involved, but he was self-admitted at one point in time, man. He says he was running amok. He was a good old white man, brother, out there just doing the do, Mountain Dew, right? He was doing his do in the past, but he changed his ways. JD DeLay didn't prophesize that he was going to blow up the way he did and have millions of subscribers all over social media. Just like I didn't prophesize that I was going to come on YouTube and be the man I am and talk about what I talk about. Shit just kind of happens. He stumbled into making a couple of YouTube videos. People liked his attitude, his charisma, and he blew up. Okay. And I remember when they were pushing him down people's throats. Here, you like my monies? There you go. They were just pushing him. And like I said, man, we had conversations. He picked my brain. Hey, how is it with, what do you do in YouTube that makes you successful? I asked him what he does, and his shit just got tremendous. I seen him all over the place. Johnny Mitchell, interviews here, interviews there. And I was proud of him. Like someone that came from the prison yard that was actually able to make something out of themselves and help people. You know, he speaks at gatherings. He tries to help people change their lives. I remember when the Alaskan Avenger got out, he was in his corner promoting him, trying to help him build his channel, trying to focus on, you know, ridding our streets of these weirdos that take advantage of our children. This man definitely has good things going on. Now, there's been people that I've talked to that have had interaction with him that said something different. He treated them a certain way, took advantage of them, or whatever they said. But to me, them same people that said that seem like they have a personal grudge against someone that ain't doing what they want them to do all the time. You know, another man could help you out, but he can't help you to do something that you are not capable or able to do. JD DeLay has helped me out tremendously, just giving me game, and I've helped him out. Now I'm going to help him out one more time and bring awareness to his situation. Like, this man turned himself in, is possibly looking at prison time. It's crazy that, you know, someone that continues to do what he does every day is looking at time. Now, do I think he's going to do a long time? I don't know. To be totally honest with you, I don't know exactly why he's locked up. He's not telling anyone. He's not telling anyone. But, you know, I'm not a dumb person. I'm a person that could watch someone's mannerisms, the way they wiggle, and say, man, I truly hope he didn't get involved back in the dope game. You know, it's hard to let go when you come from that. You know, JD DeLay has told his story, just like I've told my story. And his story was, he was a tweaker at one point in time. He was really in the mix. He was really out there, the type of dude that'll choke you out and take all your cornbread. And he went to prison, and prison was probably a blessing in disguise for him, just like it was for me, because it gives you a time to mellow out and change your attitude and realize what means the most in life. That man got out, went through whatever he went through, right? And was able to accumulate funds, was able to build a platform, was able to be able to reach back to people and help them. But can you truly help yourself? That's the thing. See, I've always been like that, but I'm able to look at it from different angles. Like, people will call me, they're talking about their relationships, or they're talking about their friendships or their family, and I can give them all the advice in the world, but I can't take my own. I've always been like that. You ever been like that? Where you're the one that people will call, you're the Dr. Phil in this shit, but catch me outside. How about that? In reality, you're really the bad baby. You're really the bad motherfucker. You can't get your life together, but you can help everyone else get theirs. You know, is this a situation where JD DeLay has some ghosts from the past or demons from the past affect him? Did he get comfortable? I don't know, man. But I respect the way he's keeping it quiet, and it's his situation, and just make people wonder. Now, just because he's locked up right now doesn't mean he's going to do all day, hopefully. And it doesn't mean that his content is going to stop. He actually released a video, smart, said that he recorded a lot of videos and that his wife will be releasing them, you know, here and there, his lady. And, you know, that's the way you keep your content going. You know, just because you hit a stumbling block doesn't mean that you don't hop over that motherfucker. You got to keep it going. If you, and I implore to people, if you are looking at time, or if you have a situation, the money don't stop, the hustle don't stop, the grind don't stop. You have to grind for preparation. That's just like if I'm doing content creation, I decide to go to Hawaii or Tokyo or wherever for a week. I'm going to do content and schedule it so it's ready to drop, because I know there's people out there that look forward to the content that I drop. I make them smile, laugh. I help people out. And then there's just, I got to give the hater something to hate about, right? So it's just what I do. But, you know, JD DeLay is going back to jail. He did turn himself in. And he's doing kind of like what the other dude did. Who was the other white man that turned himself in a while back, right? Turned himself in, went to prison, thought he was going to get right out. And they said, nope. Jay Williams, right? You know, when you're living that life and you're a man, a grown man, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. If you guys recall, about, it was 2.5 years ago, maybe even more than that. It was 2021. I picked up a case, an assault, right? An assault. I socked some dude up, man. Everyone knows the story. I did it on live and whatever, right? I was dumb. And I fought that case for over a year, got me a lawyer, fought the case, ended up getting some fucking little probation, little fucking a slap on the wrist, 5 days in jail. Got lucky because I have a criminal record, right? But because it wasn't that, because the guy was involved in a DUI and his story was questionable, I just took the best deal that they throw at me, and I got my little 5 days, and I went to jail. I turned myself in. I did what I had to do, take it on the chin like a real one, and get out and keep on pushing. dust yourself off and try again. So I know exactly what JD Delay is going through now. I don't know the extensive amount of time he might get. And I don't know if his case, if he's being as transparent as I was with what happened. Again, I didn't tell anyone I was looking at time. I just went and did it and went live after, like, hey, I just got out of jail. People are like, what? Voila, I'm back. You know, you got to take care of your business behind the scenes. You know, JD wants to show people and be transparent. Show them, hey, man, I'm going to jail. I'm looking at prison time, possibly. This is what it is. But he hasn't told us why. And I don't think we deserve to know why. As people that support his channel, as long as the dope content keeps being kicked, then we're going to keep on kicking it, right? It's just unfortunate. And I really, truly hope, man, that he didn't lose his way, or that even if he did lose his way for a minute, because it's being human, it's human nature, we all do, that he knows enough to get it back together. You know, you stop hanging around your old homeboys. People are always like, I'm in the hood still, man. I can be in my hood. I'm hanging around with my homeboys. You're going to keep getting the results you were getting, going in and out of prison, fucking with the homeboys. They're doing the same old shit. You ever been back in the hood and see the homeboys riding the beach cruisers? He was the same homeboy in the Cutlass Supreme on Gold ones that used to take everyone to go do the shootings and do this. Now he's riding around on a beach cruiser with the editor hanging out his arm. He ain't changed. He's still in the hood up to no good. If anything, he lost traction. Hey, he'll pull up on you. Hey, bro, you're in a nice-ass car. You're living your life now with your family. You changed your ways, right? You're still in the hood, but you're doing your thing. He's like, hey, homie, goddamn, that's you, hey, fuck, hey, it's been a minute. Oh, hey, this kid, you happen to have a pump so I can get my tire up? Like, nah, bro, I don't just ride around with a bike pump. No, I'm just asking, hey, do me a favor. Give me a ride to Walmart, bro. It's only like $30. I can get a pump. Like, all right, bro, I'll give you a ride. You get there. He's like, hey, can I borrow the 30? Like, what the fuck? I'll leave your ass at Walmart where I found you. Sasuke, here's $10. Go get you a Subway sandwich. I'm gone. We all have homeboys like that. You know, say, damn, where you been at? Hey, fuck, I ain't seen you in a long time. I've been with my family, just striving, bro, struggling, working and shit. Where you been? I was in prison, eh? I just got out. I got out like 2 years ago. Hey, yeah, you want to get high, or what? You want to get high? That's what they do. Anyways, you got to leave old thoughts, old memories, old homeboys to the past and keep progressing. I truly hope this is a situation where JD Delay can overcome, stay out of jail, get back out, continue to do the great things that he's doing. But there is an air of mystery. What happened? Why is JD Delay locked up? There's a lot of people that are going to want to know. It's up to him to put that out there. He's doing the right thing for his life, and that's being a man and turning himself in and going to do what he has to do. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to bite the bullet. See, back in the days, the mentality was, fuck that. Catch me when you can. Beep, beep. Road runner, right? Emphasis on runner, right? I'm gone, right? Nowadays, it's like, fuck that, bro. I'm going to go do my little fucking time and get out, and I'll be all right. You know, see, whatever happens, happens in there. Now, again, I don't know his situation. I don't know how the time's going to be for him. I don't think JD Delay is going to have too many issues or problems. He's still in great standings with his friends. So he'll be all right. Anyways, with that being said, just want to throw out this quick video. I know Dubs is doing one too. Make sure you guys tap in, go support him, support the homie. I got videos giving videos piggyback rights today. I am not playing. I am on the mission about my mail from the hillside of LA. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. I stand. I got JD Delay's back. Shout out JD Delay, man. Free JD Delay. And hopefully he's able to get out soon, come home, make bail. Or, you know, if he's going to just turn himself in and do the little bit of time they give him, man, my prayers are with them. That's a fact. The gun.